God damn, shit's barren. Ain't nobody watching this Sunday. Honestly, I can't blame nobody for showing up, because generally you want to have your stream scheduled so people know, like, oh, like, time in advance, it's coming, and I did, and I was like, where is it? I was looking on the channel, I was like, where is it? Oh yeah, I added this thing set to private, and I just, like, reused the settings from the last one, because we're just doing another reading stream of this event. So I reused the settings, but I didn't turn it from private to public. This VOD should hopefully be public. And I hope the few people that are in chat, you know, if you were there last time, you did your homework and you read chapter 3, which we didn't get to. Now, you know, I can't blame anyone who wasn't there for not doing that because, the VOD is not public. So, that's a little bit iffy. But this VOD should be public, so it should be all good. Anybody, I severely doubt one of the few people that's here, any of the few people that are here have not seen the most recent video. But if you haven't, you can watch it. I promised Gooner content when that won a poll. And thus I have delivered. I won a poll on the channel a while ago, and thus I have delivered it. I'll say that. Do we have anything else? Do we have anything else to cover? We still got the every dollar in super chats goes to the eBanana. I was thinking about trying to who was it? Yuko, who is she was in the was it Buckshot Roulette video, like my first YouTube beef with VTubers and shotguns. Yeah, the one I was feuding with. She's never played, like, she has Portal 2, but she's never played it. She's never done, like, the multiplayer. Would the few people in chat be at all interested? So I think I might do both a stream of that and just, like, make it into a video. At least one stream. I have to compare schedules with her and see if I can find a time that isn't, that doesn't intersect with this. We still have one. We still are gonna have to probably do one more, realistically, because we probably want to get to about OR7 after, if possible. And then we'll have these for next time. Or let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so somewhere in this range. We're probably gonna have to do one more of these, and then we can kind of get to just. I don't want to think of Zamoyski. That's not even how you spell Zamoyski. I don't think. I would have to look again, but I'm pretty sure it's Zamoyski, because it's like Polish, so I'm pretty sure it'd be like, instead of an I in the middle, it's gonna be a Y, and it's gonna end with the I. I believe a lot of Polish names like end with the I, like Zielinski and stuff, they end with the I. I could just be crazy. Any Polish people in the chat can feel free to speak on that, but thank you, Dorian. Thank you for the cash. That's what, about 11 buckaroos? We gotta add that on. That brings us up to 40. I wonder if there's gonna be anything that I don't want, or anything that I want outside of Oblana. That's the whole reason we, instead of like the Thorin's Altar event where it was like 60 polls, and I was like, I don't even want Thorin's Altar. We instead swapped up. I guess later. Thorin, you just, why do you hate him? Why do you hate him? Yeah. Oh yeah, another thing for the few people that are in chat is what Dorian's talking about is I've been running like my first like multi-session like D&D campaign, and it's Arknights based, and there's another one that I've got in the works that'll be like a real like serious longer campaign, and I'm still thinking about what people I want to have join that. So you know, if you're at all interested, you can join the Discord. I think it should be on the channel page. I always forget to put it in. Oh no, wait, yeah. It's just because YouTube has it like linked now, so you can just go to the description. All right. So with that all covered, if you're interested in all that, you can go to the you can go to the Discord. And start interacting there, just so you can socially engineer a positive affirmation that you can join. There's only one person who is like confirmed for it yet. Shout outs to Rory, exclusively because he was going to be in the other campaign that I'm running now, but I was like, I kind of rather only have 4 people instead of 5, so he just has a pass to the next one guaranteed if he wants it. Okay, let's start, and while we start, we're gonna have Minecraft parkour. I hate the idea of social engineering. Well, it exists. And to some degree, it can be rough because theoretically you can see a lot of things that are genuine as social engineering and that are social engineering as genuine, so you gotta be careful out here. Especially if you're doing things like networking, where it's like you're trying to be genuine, but like you also do have something that you want. You kind of want to be honest about the thing that you want, but you don't want it to just appear that that's all you want. Yeah, like I recently got representation from another like talent agency. I have a couple representing me now for my voice work, and that was through a connection that I made with a British guy actually on LinkedIn. But like in getting that and in asking him about that group and in getting his like kind of referral from there, like also like looking into like the different like workshops and everything that he hosts, so like he can get something out of it, I get something out of it. He's already given me a lot of great advice. Either way, enough talking about social engineering. We're not we aren't famed Blizzard employee or ex-Blizzard employee Pirate Software here. So chat, and if you want the Minecraft parkour in the corner, let me know. You have that poll, so you can choose whether you want your engagement video or not. Okay. And where we essentially have like left off is Blaze. You taught Blaze to make this relatively simple noodle dish just very well, so that we could try to get in good with like the head cook man, so Blaze can learn the shit that she's trying to from there. Zingshu's just kind of along for the ride. More of an assistant, I suppose, that even though she's better at like cooking and everything, she actually knows what she's doing. Blaze is a complete amateur, but we're gonna let her cook. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, Minecraft. Okay, the people do want their engagement video. Let me go find it. It really is like Minecraft parkour. It really, especially with like the shaders and everything, because like Minecraft can become just one of the like prettiest games. If you have a good shader pack, Minecraft becomes just one of the like prettiest games. Very beautiful. Okay, let's set up another tab here. I want to leave that tab because I do want to watch me some of that later. Some of that professional League of Legends. Pop that out. Pop. Okay, there we go. Is that too big? That's a little too big. That's gonna cover things. Yep, if I put it up there, that's nice. That's good. Okay, there we go. Now you have your engagement video and it's not intrusive. You are for it, yeah. Dorian, I'm fucking scared. If I had people who were too intelligent and were too good at playing that shit out, bro, I'd be scared because I wouldn't be able to live up to their expectations. Good thing it's the Arknights community. And as we all know, there's about one intelligent person for every 3 million people in the Arknights community. Most of us are, we're a little dumb. But yeah, so, we're left off. This is like the competition. Blaze has to win it to get to the guy, to get, I think, information on her father. Meanwhile, Lazy is doing, Lazy, I think it's Lazy, is doing other government shit. She found Zhuolei's mom, who also raised her, but she's trying to find the case that like involves Blaze's dad, and we kind of learned that Blaze's dad, it seems like as late as like the 1074 type times we thought he was alive. It seems like motherfucker might have just died in like 1062. He might have died like years ago, and I think 1062 correlates with the date that like the one sweet sister that died. So like, it seems like there's bigger machinations going on here. First point out on that thing. French fry, it's you're not gonna be conscious the entire time. I'll just say it's hard to track. You're gonna have to set like a timer, because like you're gonna be like passing out. So very much like, I know long time that is what the Roingus is designed for, but I can't give you specifics. I never remember to set a timer. Now I think I've covered everything. I think I think I covered where we are, so we can finally get into it. Welcome to Ding Fan Lo. Wow, so it's the place everyone's talking about. Are you nervous? Huh? I don't think I should be. Competition is nigh, and yet I feel apprehensive somehow. I mean, you fucking sucked like 5 minutes ago. But nothing to fear, the young chef said it was fine. Besides, it's not like we're trying to be cooks here. We're just on the hunt for the legendary chef, right? To ask him for his tangerine cake recipe? All with comfort, but I suppose at this point that's all I'm getting. Oh my god, what the fuck? Why does bro look like this? Is this the same artist that drew Priestess? Why does he remind me of Priestess? It's about time. All spectators, please remain here for now. Competitors, follow me. If you get anything difficult thrown at you, don't bluster. Just keep calm and think. There's always a way. Relax, okay? I'll see ya. Please sit. Now, while I know you're here for the exam, you're still one of the guests. Please, let me offer you some tea first. It's going well, Rod. It's as well as it could with some of the little slight issues from starting the stream, but for the most part, good. The examiner picks up the teapot from the table and pours Blaze some tea, and is immediately filled with the fresh, sweet scent. For a competition, you're all being pretty friendly, eh? Yeah, I can't say I haven't been thirsty, thanks. She grabs a teacup and drinks up. As she does, the examiner places a pen and paper before her. This pot of tea is infused with several ingredients. Please write them down. What? Please write down a cup, not for the swell be the tea left on the side. There, polite smile still plastered over his face. Boy, have another cup? Looks like a bust to me. They've gone through dozens of people since morning. Nobody's even past the first stage. Head chef is being too harsh on them. It's like a revolving door over there. No one can last longer than a minute. It's like trying to fuck Lynn over here. No one can last longer than a minute. It's crazy. The chef's third eye is that tongue. If the tongue's not good enough, they can't be a good chef. So no point in wasting that chef's time if they can't even pass stage 1. May as well send him home sooner. May as well. Excuse me, madam. This is the kitchen, or you? Judicial Review Office investigation. If I could have both your assistants. What the fuck? Bro, keep calm. Keep calm. What did mechanics tell you? The human tongue can only taste 4 flavors, but the nose can tell between over 100. That's not entirely true. Trying to catch it, I don't want it. Can you take care of it instead? I love Roinguses. It's so sad that Roinguses are not. The Roinguses are like they're old world animals. They're all across from like North Africa to like Asia, but there's none in like North and South America. There's kangaroo rats, I believe. We have kangaroo rats, which are similar, but an entirely different species. I think we have those. Yeah. French fry, unfortunately. So based on what I'm saying, unfortunately, I don't think I can legally do that. The government doesn't think you can have a jerboa because they don't think you're responsible enough. And that's why I believe down with the system. Tell you what, that's why I only vote for anti-establishment candidates, because they're more likely to let me have a jerboa. Game is not annoying and actually good. It was fun. Rod, I'll be honest. I've opened the only time I've opened Arknights for the last nearly a month was to get Tila. I need to actually do the stages, because I haven't, like, touched it. Not that I ever smelt anything from his machine oil moonshine, though. Blaze gingerly cradles her cooling teacup once more and takes a careful sniff of what aroma remains. Smells flowery. That's probably jasmine. Oh, not just jasmine, there's one of, bright chrysanthemum. It's like the table tea at the young chef's place. Okay, aside from that, there's definitely a sweet sour kind of flavor as I drank it. None of the initial flavors were sour, so what was that aftertaste? Sweet, acid, a little puckery, kind of familiar. Why do you want me to try this plum wine anyway? It's a specialty here in Baijiao, you see. There's a plum forest north of the city. Summer sets in June, and the plums are fresh and ripe. People pick them to steep in wine. Ideally, a Zhaohan wine. Wine made from mossets like this has a particular flavor to it. It was perfect with plum. Steep it for about 3 months, and it's ready just in time for mid-autumn. Plum wine, huh? So it's got history. This feels like when you're trying to when you're either trying to act interested because like you're interested in someone even if you're not interested in their hobbies, or if it's like your friend has like a hobby that you don't give a shit about, but it's like they're your boy, so you'll listen. It's like, yeah, plum wine, so it's got history, huh? Yeah. Earlier you asked me what happened to all the people we lost building Baijiao, right? I wouldn't say it's got history, really, it just strikes me. It was awful times back then. Pickled plums were a worker staple. Some years after finishing Baijiao, that plum forest sprang up in the mountains north of us. No one knows exactly when it did, nor who planted it. Now it's a way of remembering them, kind of. At least they were never forgotten. Once the plums are ripe next year, we can go to the mountains to see together. Here's my answer. Jasmine, chrysanthemum, green plum, mountain blossom, rock sugar, Zhaohan wine? Well, I've heard there's a plum forest north of Baijiao. Plums in June get brewed for mid-autumn, so I'm guessing the plums in this were picked earlier than that. That's why there's still a mouth-puckering taste in it. The alcohol steamed away while boiling the tea and just left the sweet sourness of the plum, plus the mild and subtle aroma from the flower. It wasn't obvious when I drank it down, but the aftertaste really stays with you. I'd really like another cup. Identifying the first few flavors is reasonable enough, but you're the first one today who's able to point out the use of Zhaohan wine. So, right? Are you not sure about your own answer? No, of course not. Of course I don't. Well then, congratulations on passing the first stage. Please follow me upstairs. New thing people show on stream for ADHD? What? I'm still waiting to have someone eventually come into Musume to watch Horse Girl or anything. I don't have I don't have I don't have anything like recorded. If you want, chat, I could just put my Uma Musume VOD up. I could just put the VOD. I think it's all the Takian career. I could put the VOD up. 'Cause yeah, it's the one that has like the Breaking Bad thumbnail with like Takian's head. All of this is for racing, right? This is for racing, right? From the rear hall sounds are gone, and the doors next to Blaze yawn open. First stage? How long is this thing? Here you are, madam. The list of chefs at Dingfo Low. You don't mind me asking, what are you investigating exactly? The case is confidential. I'm not at leisure to tell you for now. Okay. That chef here, their name is Mo Bofu. Yes, I don't think there's a cook in Baijiao who doesn't know of Chef Mo. Do you know what his occupation was prior to Deng Fan Le? Deng Fan Le. Kind of boring now? Okay. We'll do it then, chat. Don't, if you prefer the parkour, don't blame me. There was a revolution. There was a straight up revolution.
I'm not gonna lie, this
Mute. Oh yeah, I forgot because that's where the clip's from. Like that area, right at the end. Yeah, I won if you can tell. Let's see, when do we start? There. Okay. So someone clipped, I think, me saying number one. Oh wait, this is too big. It's gonna cover up faces. There we go. Better. Yourselves as well as you. Huh? Just the little tiny chat that you can't read in the corner. That I have no idea. I mean, Chef Mo arrived just under 10 years ago. Not quite a long time, but not short either. His cooking skills are the real deal. Sublime. Almost straight away succeeded the previous head chef. Where is he now? I need to see him. I'm really sorry, but he's holding an exam right this moment. There's no way he can meet you. Exam? What exam? You could call it an enrollment exam for Dungfo Low. It only happens once every few years. If you're interested, we're televising it right here. That contestant. Blaze? What the fuck? That bitch don't know cooking for shit! All Blaze knows is eat hot chip, be bisexual, and lie. How is she here? Ooh, okay. Oh, that's a background track. Okay. Well, that one's nice. I like that. This is, isn't this a restaurant? How come this room's set up like a study? In its centuries of history, Dingfo Low has hosted countless reputed celebrities. We set inside this room to safekeep any pieces of calligraphy or painting gifted by them. Delicacies, calligraphies, paintings, all are works of art that take years of practicing. This looks up and around. Hundreds upon thousands of silk threads hang from the ceiling, and placard tied to each one, resembling a curtain. All these, names of dishes? As you're no doubt aware, Dingfo Low is hiring chefs in the run-up to the Feast of 100 Delicacies. It's because we're cooks who are not just culinarily skilled, but who grasp the significance behind the dishes they make. Every dish here originates from a past Feast of 100 Delicacies. Pick one placard and tell me the dish's history. That is today's second stage. From the feast? How the hell should I know any of these? Whatever, I've gotten this far. Blaze closes her eyes and swipes one down. The neighboring placards clatter against each other, as if an endless wind chime. What's this? Medley of whites? Blaze barely knows how to cook anything. Passing the first stage was already a miracle. She spent her whole life in Victoria. How could she possibly know any of these stories? Blaze, I really wish I could help you. Alright, time to get to bullshitting. You have a time limit. Do you know the origin of this dish? Clearly about 50 years ago, give or take, Yan's Grand Preceptor presented the Trulong with the dish. The simplest, plainest stewed radishes. What the special thing was? The radishes she used came from all over the land, and each one had a massively different flavor and texture. But having been stewed for long enough, they absorbed enough broth and were all equally tasty. The Yans always put education first, but because the country's so big, every city is wildly different circumstances anyway. The farther out you go, the harder it is for students to really achieve. The Grand Preceptor was trying to tell the Trulong that every student, no matter their background, should have equal opportunity. So I'm just imagining all of this is just completely wrong, and the guy's just listening like, what the fuck are you talking about? The next year, when Baijiu Academy announced its successful applicant, students from remote regions made up more than half of the 1,000 plus that qualified. Decades after that, the Tianqi's buried in their bureau's books. Students studying log held in the academies. All of them thank the Grand Preceptor for boldly advising that, if I'm not mistaken, is what the Medley of Wise represents. As soon as the Spectre stopped chattering, she's not wrong. Everyone's nervously watching her right this moment. How did Blaze know that? Why would the exam writer leave the name of this dish in there? Don't just mention her, not in front of everyone. Did I'll say something wrong?
Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting.
Voice descends from a few meters above. Blaze stares up above her, but doesn't see anyone. A foot lands on a stair-step plank with a dull thud, subdued yet powerful. The kind nobody could miss. It approaches closer and closer. But Blaze can finally make out who it is. A stern and solemn man far older than her, alighting from his long stairwell.
After so many years, I didn't think anyone would remember this.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry you've told is far older than you, Earl. How come you know it?
Well, someone from my family told me it a long time ago. He said he was one of those students in poverty all the way back then. He then died under mysterious circumstances.
Know the spring of your water. Imagine your relative was a grateful and righteous man. As for you, just what motive brought you here?
Oh, well, I'm here to compete, of course.
Seeing as you've made it here, I'll give you one chance. Final stage, no frills, no fuss. Make me a dish. Come. I have the pottery wheel. I want a new plate. Bet you didn't see that fucking one coming.
Too early for dinner time. The restaurant's almost empty, save for a couple of diners. There's no waiters, no proprietor, and even the kitchen's quiet. Excuse me?
You, young man, help me out. I was in a hurry this morning, forgot my money. You're a well-to-do boy, anyone can tell. Be a calm man, spot me a little. I'm not here to rip you off. Here, take this family jade for now. Once I grab the money later, I'll pay you back.
Not that I mind lending you, but couldn't you just tell the owner instead? We're total strangers. How would you find me and pay me back?
No, you see, the jade's not your average thing. It's not fit for just anyone to take. I'm only entrusting it to you because I can tell you've got a rare air about you, aka a lot of fucking money.
Oh, alright. Rolly rummages for some loose coins in his pocket and hands them to the diner. His face immediately bronzed with delight. When do you plan to pay me back? Where would we meet?
We'll meet if we do, and we won't if we don't. And if we don't, you can just go ahead and pawn this jade off. Relax, you made a favorable deal today, young sir.
Diners go to the restaurant door, doubling, disappearing into the crowds. Pawn it off? Is this guy a Minecraft villager? That deal sucked. Here's my dish. Pretty good job, wouldn't you say?
Longevity oodles.
Ofu's hands are rest on the table, chopsticks in his grasp. All in silence before he finally picks up the spoon and tries a mouthful of soup. Blaze examines Chef Mo's face closely. The satisfied look she's hoping for simply does not blossom across the old man's face.
These noodles, they're soup base. Who taught you this? It was this tiny little chef. Well, back in learning it too.
The owner of Savers at Use. Who is he to you?
How come you know?
Oh, I thought so. The disgrace of him.
Huh?
I see he has talent and give him the chance to display his skills. He's not grateful for that. Fine. But now he even sends an amateur to humiliate me. What the fuck?
What's happening? Blaze finished up with no trouble. Nothing should be wrong with the flavor. Bofu know the young chef somehow? Oh, we're fucked. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I know you can probably tell I suck at cooking at a glance, but I didn't come so I could wreck your competition. I'll just have a question that only you can answer. Grew up in Victoria, see, and this relative of mine who lived far away in Yen would always send me these tangerine cakes. They were so sweet and tasty. I've been on the hunt ever since I came to Baijiu, but I still haven't found that flavor. Since you're the best chef in Baijiu, maybe you would know.
A single pastry. Thought it was worth entering this competition to meet me. Over a single pastry?
I have tons of other questions still, but this is the only one I can solve on my own. The only clue, the one link I have to my family.
You... Greatest taboo in making tangerine cakes is to blindly add sugar. Just to mask the poorness of your craft ingredients with sweetness. I don't have any skilled enough to make tangerine cakes that are sweet and yet taste good on their own. Ask your question, now go.
Muffled sound from above interrupts the two. Blaze and Muffled look up at the same time. Facing gets struck by something wet.
Why is it leaking in here?
Now, this is oil! Uh-oh. She says it. The lamp summon from the dome ignites in a blink, becoming a fireball. Oh, get out of here! Well, alright. Well, that didn't end well. Well, I guess we kind of, Blaze did well in the competition. She just also, kind of is nearly exploded. And lost. And got told, the way that you make tangerine cakes is stupid and dumb and for people with no talent. Watch out!
What even?
Flames burst forth above their heads, raining cinders down from the ceiling, igniting the flour and oil atop the stove, and instant the kitchen to see a fire.
You, go, I'll be fine.
Cover your mouth and nose, don't talk. I'm not too good with this move yet, let's give it a try. Excuse me, just duck. Blaze grabs a knife and slices her palm open. Gradually a whirlwind forms in Blaze's hand and expands straight outward into a blast wave. The violent surge of air sweeps the whole room. In a blink, she's put the fires out and strewn the cookware about in shambles.
What a skill you have. Could you be... Roger?
You're welcome. And man, Blaze sees the lamp's fire as charred black, red hot metal peeking through the burnt coating. It's on the verge of falling. Bao Bao Fu, move! It grabs the old man's arm, trying to pull him to one side, but the lamp's already falling. The stifled crack of thunder, the remains of the fixture are abruptly flung to one side and smashed hard against the wall. Are you alright there? Well, Lizzie, what are you doing here? Maybe I should ask, what are you doing here? What? We can talk about you later. Could this be a repeat of the Dengfeng Lo fire last month? Lin Chengyan scans her surroundings. The kitchen chefs are in a frenzied jumble, but her gaze quickly locks onto a masked figure among them. She seems to meet her gaze, then turns and vanishes into the crowd. Blaze, stay here. Keep Mobofu safe. Hey, where are you going? Oh, jeez, this smoke is killing me.
On that pillar there, there's a breaker.
There's a lot of them here. Which one do I pull? Building like a fowl, Lin Chengyan has her target caught in just a few spry leaps. Mere meters separate them, but so smoky is the air that she can't quite make out their silhouette. Just as he makes to run again, a thunderclap strikes next to his feet. Hold it! Move another inch, the next bolt is hitting your head. Answer my questions. Why set fire to Dengfeng Lo? Is your target Mobofu or someone else? Sorry, I was busy drinking in the kitchen before, you did this, so I brought my drink with me. I hope that's fine for this interrogation. Alright, so, all the previous incidents, they were your doing too, weren't they? Also, the scrollery. Your accomplices must have some aim in all these actions. What is it? Not talking? Then I'll take you back to the Judicial Review Office for a nice long questioning. Deputy Minister Lin, surely you wouldn't ask if you didn't know the answer already? Do you not see the truth? Or do you simply pretend you can't because you don't want to? Do you simply not see that you're actually not the good? Do you not see that you're not the goated Lin? That you'd be a better Lin if you were a rat? What everyone's been saying all this time? What? The office is a good place, but I don't plan on visiting it for now. Besides, when your will wavers, the thunder you throw isn't so frightening. It's time you opened your eyes. Wait! That the mash figure's on the move. Just as lynching in would give chase, the ceiling sprinklers start up out of nowhere. Ice cold water pours down, soaking her head to foot. Lizzie, you alright? Damn it. Fuck. Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. She's drinking, she getting, why is it a slushy? She pulls out the, like, supermarket blue raspberry slushy. The customers are all safely out of the way. There's just a few in shock. Thank goodness no one was injured. Report to the authorities. The Mandarin should be here any moment.
Do we have a Mandarin here already?
And Chef, you're...
I'm fine. I owe it to this girl. Nothing left for you to do here. Go on home.
The chefs leave. Lin Qingyang locks the door to the room. Mr. Mo, if I could have a word or two with you?
You know this girl, madam?
She's a friend of mine. Chef Mo, she's on the trail of a really important case. Would it be alright if you, tried to answer her questions?
I don't like what the Mandarins get up to. I don't like to spurn a favor either. Saved my life today, and that's more favor than I'll ever repay. Also, I should have given him a full drip check.
Ooh, okay. I didn't realize he had the black and gold. I should have given him a drip check earlier. God damn, okay. He's got the golden towel as well.
That's heat. That's heat. Two colors that you can use in, like, literally any design and make look good are black and white. Black and white basically go well with literally any colors. Black and gold just happens to be kind of a special one. I mean, he's got black, gold, and then white as the second trim, so there's still, like, the white there. Or I guess it's technically a very light gray, a silvery gray.
Well, then, ask away.
I'm looking for one of your restaurant's chefs. He's a witness in a case. I believe 10 years ago he was working in the Ministry of Justice death row prison, making last meals for convicts. Chef who makes last meals? How exactly did he pass the Dengfeng Lo exams? Dengfeng Lo serves all manner of mandarins every year at the Feast of 100 Delicacies. That means every chef's background must be clear as day for the record. Imagine he shouldn't be hard to find.
Exactly do you want me to say, madam? Does my restaurant catches fire for no reason? Now you say we have a chef who made meals for dead men? I haven't bothered to open Dengfeng Lo again?
I understand your situation, sir. That's why I'm choosing to ask you these things in private.
Whatever. It's not like I can't admit to my own fast. That was me. You asked me.
I mean, that makes sense. Literally, it's like, yeah, 10 years ago, he was making those on death row. And, like, the other girl said, yeah, the head chef, yeah, he got here about 10 years ago. So, yeah, that does check out with what we've seen before. That does follow.
The death row caterer, Mo Zhao. That was me. Not to be confused with Mo Zhao Hu. That's me when I played mid lane professionally. League of Legends, let me tell you. Those RNG days with Uzi, those were some of the best days, I'll tell you what.
What? I thought so.
Making last meals is nothing shameful. The powerful need to eat, and so do the powerless. My cooking skills come from that prison. Making last meals for death row convicts from all corners of the country. As for changing my name and hiding my identity, I didn't want to make any trouble for this restaurant. I'm beginning to sort of admire you.
Remember 10 years ago, a convict admitted to the prison by the name Gu Chuan? If you don't remember the name, you should at least remember that some decades ago, he was the one and only person to be released from death row.
What? Why, you mean my dad? Why'd my dad get the death penalty?
Blaze, shut the fuck up! Blaze, I told you like 15 times, you can't talk about your dad.
You mean Gu Chuan? He was your father?
Yeah? So you remember him?
I do, all too well. I spent so many years in there making last meals, and countless horrific scoundrels, endless connivers. Each one of them ate before they left. The look in their eyes was always more or less the same. Never seen someone whose eyes were so clear, so clean, so free of anything. He wasn't like the other convicts. He had schizophrenia. He didn't think he was in a prison. In his time, he never wept, never howled, never screamed injustice, not even on the day he was imprisoned. Even I found it strange how a man like him could end up on death row. Again, I think it's the schizophrenia.
Well, Dad, and do you know at the time what charges Gu Chuan was sentenced to death on?
Not at the time.
Not at the time?
But 1 year later, when I joined Ding Feng Lo and began taking part in the Feast of 100 Delicacies, I came across a menu for a feast from a few years before. It was when I learned that at that feast, Gu Chuan served a dish to the true long. It just so happens that was the same dish this girl pulled down earlier. Medley of whites. Next to that dish, he placed a steamed flour bun, and in it was a filling of red pickled tofu.
So what does that mean? Why would he get locked up just for serving that? Was he too good? Was it too fire?
Lin Qingyan, aren't you gonna say anything? Your relative told you the story of the Grand Preceptor, but never told you her eventual fate. She got turned into a bun! She got turned into bread!
A fight? 40 years ago, the Grand Preceptor plotted to assassinate the True Lung. She committed suicide after it failed. Every single one of her underlings was arrested and trialed, and their numbers were over 1,000.
When Gu Chuan served that dish at the feast, it signified redressing her for her treason. Made the True Lung furious, and he was like, wah! And then sentenced him to prison and die. That's what he did.
No way! But Dad told me so many times the Grand Preceptor was loyal to the country, the people, the whole realm. How the hell could she be a traitor? The history books have it that way, yes.
And they're right?
Lin Qingyang, if everything written in them is true, what the hell are you investigating? And besides, my dad didn't actually get killed, right? Doesn't that prove, like, at least some people from the court believe the Grand Preceptor and my dad were both innocent? That's a sticking point, yes. If Gu Chuan was imprisoned as part of the Grand Preceptor case, why would they free him afterwards?
Struck with me too, you see. After entering prison, found 2 visitors, both the people I happen to know. One was the person delivering his meal, Yu Cheng, Deputy Minister of the Office at the time. Deputy Minister of the Office, you know, we take that show very seriously, and yeah, very seriously. We have a whole government agency about it. Now the other is the one who brought him out, the former Minister of Rights, Ning Shu, you know, the grandfather of the hot deer woman that's getting that horse hog.
What? Quick, this way, surround this place immediately. Damn it, why now? What a coincidence. One step ahead of me, Deputy Minister Lin. I just arrived. A coincidence indeed. The Judicial Review Office is investigating the Dingfang Lo fire. I ask you to all be cooperative. Ling Qingyan and the girl next to you, come with me. We're gonna have a Chinese government Mean Girls off.
Horse like in Uma Musume? Well, the horses don't have hogs in Uma Musume.
Unfortunately for Dorian, all the male horses are made women. Even the ones that were male, like for instance, Takia, up there right now in the corner.
There's some like Die with Scarlet that were originally women, isn't it? Wasn't Die with Scarlet Agnes Takian's daughter, like the actual horse?
Let someone better take over? If Father heard that, I'm sure he'd be chewing your head off. Don't joke with me, brother. Of all us siblings, who could compare to you in either knowledge or strength? Once you ascend the throne and move into the Forbidden City, I can leave for the Sky Mirror Pavilion with peace in mind. Don't shut up. This is the... I think this is... A ship shop as scribe and look after all Yan's ancient records. I feel like this character's a woman, but you know what? We'll keep it going. Because this is the Grand Preceptor, right? There could be another one. Never die because of you, they all die because of you? Well, not, potentially. Yan Wu, never again. There could be others. Brother, no more hesitating. At this point, only you can convince Father. The Grand Preceptor, no all three Genmisi support this move. Even in the face of the officers of Yan's citizens, public opinion will still bear out. Brother, this is the right thing to do. You can't pull out now. I'll stand with you. I'll rub your shoulders while you impregnate your wife. You can't pull out, even if you're scared. Why me? Why did it have to be me? Like, mother died because of you. They all died because of you. You shove it all on me? Make me take the blame alone? Deal with all warring Barcelona? You just leave like nothing happened? Yan Wu never return again.
Look how idle you are. All the mid-autumn festivities are long, and you don't plan to attend a single one.
Should I? Who wants to see my wrinkly mug on the TV anyway? Schweil's girl's a planner. She'll handle it. She can make anything lively. She has a big ass, too, and I love that.
I've watched you grow lazier day after day since we came back from Yumen. You just coop up in your study at home eating snacks. You don't go out for a walk anytime soon. I should start putting on a beer belly.
I haven't seen Lynn go drinking out much since spring. I can't even find a partner for morning jogs now. He's old, I'm old. The young ones know how to do it at all. I keep sticking my head in, they won't think I'm cool.
So now you understand, huh? If you realize any sooner, would little Chen have ever left? How long ago was it?
Sorry, what? What?
Little Chen, how long has it been since she left?
5 years.
Been 5 years. I don't even know what she's going through out there, or how her disease is.
I know she wasn't human when I was there. How about that? You didn't think about that, did you? She's doing fine. She's just progressed. She's fine, I suppose. It's fine! Shut up! It's fine.
So you just watched her leave again?
They didn't want to see me. They didn't want to come back. I get forced to pass longer than ours. Lord Wei, a letter to you. Did you meet you deliver personally from the capital?
Sender?
Majesty's Imperial Guard.
Did he have any messages aside from the letter?
Readalong invites Lord Wei to the capital for the Feast of 100 Delicacies and for a moon viewing together. Leave the letter on my desk. You're dismissed for now.
You may ask what Lord Wei intends.
I have my own plans. None of you need to worry.
Lord Wei, we volunteer to escort you to the capital.
I said you're dismissed!
Why don't we open up your invitation and see what they wrote exactly?
No need, just leave it there. It was meant to come. You thought it'd come a little sooner.
How many years has it been?
40. It's been 40 old years since I left Baijiao. Human should have reached the capital by now. He's my brother settling all his old debts in one clean go. A clean slate in time for autumn, and a fine autumn at that. Oh.
You can just choose not to go. It's been 40 years already. What's he gonna send another unit of Imperial Guards? A whole army?
Enough nonsense! At this point, that's not what he intends.
Then what does he intend?
You know, I've never really brought up those days with him before.
Enough. I don't want to hear it.
Mizuki, I've let down a lot of people throughout my life. Edward, my sister, my teacher, and I have to admit that my brothers turned out to be on more of the pile.
Okay, so this is... So that at the top was Yan Wu. That little, like, monologue. You can also say that it was the position that killed so many people.
And who had a choice?
Then it wasn't your fault. Even if you stayed, would things have turned out better? Would there be no blood? Nobody would have remembered a minister pleading the commoner's case. Would only remember a regicidal, fratricidal prince. If you have any questions, ask. I'm in a hurry. Mind your attitude? You're also a theoretical suspect in our crime scene, but seeing as you're a coworker, I'll spare you the interrogation room. I told you I saw the culprit on the scene, I just miscalculated and failed to arrest him. Calm down. Are you gonna physically vent on me just because you didn't catch the one who did it?
Oh my god, these bitches are fucking...
I definitely can't help but imagine them getting in each other's faces. I'd have to match your strength first. Good, you're still somewhat sober. In light of the years we've spent together in the judicial, then can you tell me, this afternoon, why were you at Dingfao Low at the scene of the crime? An investigation. In the run-up to the Feast of 100 Delicacies, we had the scroll be burned, then 2 fires at Dingfao Low. Don't you think this string of cases could be connected somehow? So you're saying you knew beforehand that someone would set fire to Dingfao Low today, and thus you were lying in wait for them? I was just there following up a lead. Just there following up a lead? Do you need me to list off every action you've taken the last few days? You've been tailing me? I don't have that sort of free time, but I have ways of knowing these things naturally. I bribe people. Let me ask once more, when were you meeting at Dingfao Low today? I fear I'm not the only one working on this lie. Explain. For your information, you never told me the Ministry of Rights file on the Ministry of Rights files on Guchuan were forged, and that he was sent to death row before leaving Baijiu. As a minister, you must have known these things. These are clearly key points of evidence. Why were they nowhere to be found in the Judicial Review Office archives? And why would you cover up? So this the lead on the scroll fire you've been toiling over for the last few days? How'd you find any of this out? It's none of your concern how I found out. There's a piece of evidence I gave to Yu Cheng in the past, and I'll now give it to you. Some past affairs are learned of, some are not learned of. In both cases, there are reasons why. Some things are best left forgotten by all. I never imagined I'd hear those words coming from a minister. You may consider me a schemer all you like, a minister merely booted over from the Ministry of Justice, but I know exactly what I'm saying. I am a fucking schemer. Like, I mean, you may consider me a schemer. All y'all are in, like, political office. All of you are schemers.
What do you mean?
You may consider me a schemer all you like. Yes, yes, I do. I consider every politician a fucking schemer. I consider every politician a scheming dog with no real principles. As should most people. Never trust what a goddamn politician tells you. Especially if it's what you want to hear. That's when you gotta be real suspicious. If it's something like bad, then you can maybe actually, you can maybe actually trust them. Because like, why would they tell you that unless they literally have to? If they're telling you something that you want to hear, be suspicious. Think it through. Don't take it at face value. And I know that regardless of the thousands of reasons you might have, the truth is still and merely the truth. Not anyone's tool to broaden the divide. There will always be someone who remembers the truth and the meaning behind it. For example, that girl is shut in the next room, whom you took every pain to secretly bring back to Baijiu all the way from Victoria. Yes, I did uncover that Guchuan had a daughter in Victoria. She too can provide vital testimony in the Guchuan case. Ling Chen Yang, when will you stop playing dumb? You've already found out the Guchuan files are fake. You know Yu Cheng is on the trail of that very case. So I'm guessing you've also found out about the child who the Imperial Guard brought back 40 years ago, who they recorded in the files as deceased. You have your suspicions as to the truth of this case, correct? Was that girl you brought back here born in Victoria or born in Baijiu? You know full well. You clearly long suspected her identity and still you decided to bring her back. Were you that confident you could pull this off without a hitch? Or was it that in pursuit of the truth, you didn't care if she lived or died? You're threatening me. You think I'm joking? No, I think you're threatening me, like I just said. Literally gaze fixes tight on the minister's notes. She doesn't even notice how her own attire is soaked through in cold sweat, but in the next instant, with a bizarre warping of light, the paper in her hands vanishes. But back on topic. That's not what I care about, at least right now. It's not what I care about most. I've told you past affairs are never as important as present. So what are these present affairs of yours? You know that Yumin is less than 100 li from Baijiu right now. For 3 months, Baijiu has been preparing to split up and move. And how does this relate to the Guchuan case? Should you keep investigating this case, then there will only be one person in all of Yan who can give you your answers. Genia, take one step out of this door and I can no longer protect you, let alone her.
At the Chang's old place in the study, there's a secret closet. After I leave and go there and see what's inside, follow these instructions and you can protect Lungman's safety and your own.
So you're going.
Now's the perfect time, too. Butcher's Girl's doing a great job at handling the downtown, and Schweier's future doesn't rest on the sick old tiger anymore.
Yeah, Lynn is cooking. Let's go, Lynn.
Hey, bro, what did I say? What did I say in this Breeding Zolix video? What did I say? Power. That's some power you can respect. What did I say? What did I say? Boom.
Lungman doesn't need a weigh-in woo anymore or a chief executive.
I think you're giving your last words a little too easily.
It's about Lungman's future, so you listen to me. I've made a lot of mistakes, done a lot of things I regret, but Lungman, our city, built by us, a home to millions, Lungman must stay.
Then you too. Then you stay too and take care of it. Youngsters can handle it all, but still need some oldies to look after it.
You see this letter too. How am I meant to ignore this?
But once again, you'll just roll over and die? Just like last time, you'd pay with your life? Is that how you're envisioning it? Does that make anything even?
It's different this time. Someone's standing on the other side. I'm just facing my own debts. I made a choice 40 years ago, and ever since, with every action I take, I try to convince myself that even knowing how many people I've failed, I was still right to make that choice. But I can't run forever.
You know, your life's never been yours alone. Not then, and certainly not now. You're about sacrificing yourself to make up for anything. You can't make up for a mistake with another mistake. Never ends that way. At our age, we should have already learned that lesson well. Stay. We'll face this together.
Mizuki, don't try and stop me. You can't stop me from paying for my past.
Well then, you leave me with no other choice. While I'm stood here, you're not going anywhere. And this time, I'll protect you. I swear it.
Shut up, bitch!
Wei Yen-woo was arrested for domestic violence. Oh my god, I was fucking looking at the horse racing. What the fuck, Taki? And what the... Was that third? What the fuck? L. Kind of disgusting. Lizzie! You're alright? Of course I'm alright. All that judicial lady asked was what I saw during the fire, and I just told her the truth. I didn't see anything, and just let me go. The heck did you do? How come you took so long? It's no matter now. Let's go. Why go? Why? That mobile food clearly still has tons of answers. Aren't we gonna follow up with him? Nothing to follow up on. Pardon? I'm not meddling with your father's case anymore. Get you out of Baijiao in the next day or two. Lin Xingyan, this is one stupid joke to tell me now. You know that? No, wait, you just found a new lead, didn't you? That's why you're just screwing with me. Okay, for real, tell me what you found out, Blaze. I got the official debriefing from the judicial case files. Guchuan, an ethnic niece from Victoria, joined the Ministry of Rights in 1077 as a ceremonial officer. Resigned as envoy of ceremonial rights in 1082, headed for Victoria as part of a diplomatic mission. Wei encountered an unexpected snowstorm and passed away after falling into a river. What? Lazy, you're lying to me, aren't you? Just trying to shove me out of the picture again? You've been asking me just what the deal was with your father's death, haven't you? Well, every lead's been thoroughly investigated. There's no doubt that's it. It was just an accident. All the gaps in the files have been made replete. Case can be closed. And I'm gonna go fucking drink a lot. The Zollik video is gospel. That is true. The Zollik video has literally 0 flaws in it. I think it's perfect. In creeps the mid-autumn. The night sky is moonless. Out in the streets, the energy poles churn away at max output, but the drop in temperature is still noticeable to some. All falls still in the dead of night. Human sea recedes. The biting breeze blows through.
Achoo! 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 Oh!
If you're that cold, just turn on the heater!
Easy for you to say. If we're gonna keep running a shabby little eatery, you gotta pinch every penny we can on warmth. Yeah, but look how late it is. When will Blaze and her friends show up?
Oh, you're wondering about that reward money, huh?
I'm not. Window letting the air in? I need to fix it later. Wait, are they back? You're... Us. Am I not allowed in?
Please, come inside. I'll push some tea off for you. Anything to eat? Noodles. Longevity noodles. Right, I'll make you some now. One's made by your boss. Well... He goes back to the staircase where the young chef had been standing. A nice vanished that trace. He's out on business. And I'll wait for him here. Far out. You won't be back for a fortnight. And I'll still wait. I've waited 30 years, so long that I'm shriveled up. Just a little longer. Well, please don't joke around now. You're the first under heaven when it comes to cooking. What could be worth wasting your time here? My day first under whose heaven? Tofu downs his teacup in one go. That he spills in the corners of his mouth and drips down his wizened white beard. I remember clearly that winter 30 years ago. Catastrophe wrecks my home village. I was lucky enough to survive, took off, me with nothing but my cooking skills. Let's scrape mine, by Joe. Went through hell. We were almost there. We ran to another group of refugees, or maybe a bandit gang, I'm not sure. They followed us a long way across the icy waste. Weapons in hand, we began to realize they were after the remaining supplies and rations we had left. At the time, we'd been trekking for a month. Plenty of us were sick or hurt. Barely any scraps left to eat. Not from enough for both sides to cross that wasteland. There's no escape, so we just decided we might, well, risk it all with them. However, we were about to go out fighting. We smelled something delicious. That's when we saw him, and he was like, "Skibbity toilet, man, get it out, Rizzlers." He's the young one. He's the young one the young man. That was an old temple not far away from where we were. Someone set up a stove by the gateway, boiling up a wok of noodles. Couldn't see his face properly through all the steam. We had no clue where someone would be making noodles there, but we were past the point of wondering, of asking, even of fighting. Wonderful smell in those piping hot noodles drew us all near the wok, and we waited around him quietly. Before I'd eaten something so delicious. With those noodles into my mouth, felt like my tongue had been numb for decades. I was just back to life right then and there. All along. A meal could taste so resident, so absorbing. Felt like a flavor beyond us humans. By the time I finished my noodles and looked up from my bowl, he was gone. Who knew that in my lifetime studying as a cook, the most profound lesson I'd learned would be in a shack of a temple outside Bajo City. And on I apprenticed all over, so one day I might make a bowl of noodles like those. But I couldn't. And in the end, I just can't.
Oh, what if you're misremembering? I mean, you're starving at the time. Maybe that's why you found the bowl of noodles so tasty.
Do not trust my tongue. 30 years a bowl of noodles has been burned into my mind. 30 years I've been searching for it. If whoever that was is still in Bajau, you must be over 50 by now. Searched all over the city. Found no tea maker in the north, nothing. I made the best bakeries in the south, still nothing. I searched and searched until my fellow olders in cooking retired and only I was left. I was on the verge of giving up, but today, once more I tasted it. I don't know exactly why. Her cooking skills were fucking awful and amateurish and dog shit, but the noodles she brought forth tasted exactly like it. Your chef here thought of those noodles, am I right?
How do you know?
We sent out 100 written invitations to the Ding Feng Slow competition. Recall everyone. Where your savers of yours had a reputation. I don't know what kind of relation your chef and that Xavier might have, and I've no clue why he's willing to waste his talents away like this, but I'm gonna do the same. All the cooking skills I've inherited over the years, I can't let them end with me.
Obofu stands, produces a letter from his pocket and places it on the table.
You tell him this, that untrained disciple of his, she passes. Tell her to report to Jing Feng Lo 2 days later before noon.
Huh? She passes?
You get good enough business here. The doorstep sink again recently?
We haven't had a replace in over 10 years.
Oh, doorsteps can't keep the wind out. It's getting colder in the coming days. Boss won't let me. He says the lower the better. Too high and all the diners will stop coming. So steps over that low doorstep, disappears in the thick of the night. Once again, the restaurant's empty, save for the squalls of wind through the hall. Their whistle, louder, if lamenting. Oh, is he gone? Oh, you really are. Oh. I heard Blaze passed the test. Does that mean the prize money? Forget about the prize money. What's wrong with you to torment a man like that? He's 70, 80 years old, and you'll just watch him freak out like that? I can't just find apprentices to fit him, right? What's the worry about? Look at me, I never worry about things like that. Put yourself in his shoes. He spent a lifetime learning his craft just for it to be lost in a blink. Well, if it's lost, it's lost. It's his future reputation he cares about right now. It's the title of First Under Heaven he's carrying. It's others' cuisine he's obsessed with. There's no way he can focus on his own craft and improve at this rate. If he can't make it through this, nobody can help him. Yo, Blaze is back. How late it is, I bet you haven't eaten. I'll go make you something new. Yeah. Brass, I've got news for you. You passed the Ding Fang Low exam. Split the reward money 30-70 like we agreed. Yeah. You don't care? If that good for money, how about leaving your 30% of... Huh? Xingqiu didn't come back with you? What? Where's Xingqiu? Oh, she dropped in this afternoon while Xiang was out buying ingredients. She left you a note, too. Left me a note? If you have passed the Dang Family selection, please follow... Oh, whoops, it's this one. Be so secret, she had to leave in a note for you. She's inviting me to her home? Ning Mana? I didn't realize our relationship had progressed this far. Yeah, also, I have to take a piss, chat. We've been able to avoid it. We've kept from pissing for too long. We always have to take our pisses. And one thing, just like thinking out loud, the event reading streams are very funny because they're always the least successful. Like it says 2 concurrent viewers on like the it says like both 2 and 4 at the same time, which is like terrible for streams that I do. If I'm ever just like playing Arknights, it'll at least be 10. And it's just kind of funny. Like the main reason for these in general is just because I have to do it for the all event summarized. So it's just like it kind of forces me to do them. It's kind of funny, but yeah. I got a piss, chat. We have our piss break, so you know what? Let's expand this up while I'm pissing. There you go. There you go, chat. The VOD, it will be big, so you can see the full thing while I'm pissing. Hopefully, it's not just me talking to the chat, so it stays like this the whole time.
Huh, wow chat, so it basically was just that, huh? Shrink that back down. So, we can probably do... Yeah, we'll probably do the 2 OR6s, and then end there, and we'll end a little soon, and then we'll finish. I'll decide whether or not I want to assign you guys OR7 for homework before next week, at, like, when we get there. We'll see. You came. Of course I did. That's what you do when the Nings invite you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hide anything from you. I just don't really think it's something you bring up for no reason. Nothing to apologize for. You've got your troubles. Not the kind to give you the stink eye just for being blue-blooded. So what do I call you, Lady of House Ning? My name is Ningyan. I'm not actually part of House Ning. I was adopted by grandfather as a child. So then you are part of the house. You're just not blood related, but like you're a part of the house. If you were adopted by the house, you're part of the house. You always introduce me as a distant relative of the Nings, but I've never met any relative who actually shares blood with me. Remember what I told you before? Look, I'm pretty bad at confident people. No, it's okay. Grandfather's very nice to me, and my background has never caused me any trouble at all. Everyone treats me very well. The grandpa would be Ning Shu, ex-minister of rights? Yes. Perfect, I know. No. It's getting chilly. Don't just stand out there. Let's go inside and talk, okay? Sure, I guess. The corridor meanders on to a rock garden and a bamboo thicket. In between the two halves of a lotus pond, a cool breeze brushes through. The autumn water softly ripple, and in them, lazy reflection falls behind Ning Yin's. Pace across the bridge. The two pass through a deserted room, packed up belongings and dead leaves strewn everywhere. Courtyard's messy, I know, not presentable to guests at the very least. I apologize. Family's moving out of here soon. Grandfather can't take Baijiu's dry climate in his old age. Plan to move back to the old place in Jiangnan. You can see the little, oh, okay. There's the little pond. There's this background, which I do still really like, this like kind of futuristic kind of pavilion. It's got some of the old architectural style with then like kind of the sharp angles and the more metallic designs and like the clear like LED lighting as opposed to like lanterns. I like that combination. It's nice. Though Ningyan's pace is glacial, she can only hurry up once she notices her friend is in no mood to appreciate the scenery. Up ahead, we're almost there. Take a seat, I'll fetch some tea and refreshments from the kitchen. Our house cooks are all on leave, so I can't serve you much more than some cold sides. No need to bother, I can't stick around long. Things that urgent? Well, alright. I saw me close the door. The chirps of fowl outside fade, and goes heavier with silence. Alright, tell me why you invited me here. I'm sorry. I was going to look for you yesterday, actually, after the fire at Ding Feng Lo, but I've heard your conversation with the Deputy Minister of Judicial Review Office and Chef Mo. And Blaze, I might have met your father before. When I was 15 years old, I remember we had a visitor. Grandfather was always busy with work. His apprentices and coworkers were coming and going in the estate. None of my business by and large, but I realized an extra person moved in, wearing a blue, low-ranking mandarin's robes. Every time I saw him, he was alone, as if other people just weren't as concerned. At first, I didn't really pay attention. It was later that year on my birthday when every other year grandfather would hold this great big birthday dinner for me. Lights and banners strung up everywhere and friends and family all around. Not that I knew more than a handful of them. They were chatting the day away and about what I had no clue. So eventually I sneaked out of the dinner and nobody noticed when I did. Wandered around the courtyard for ages, bored on my mind. Then I scampered into grandfather's study on a whim. It was in there I saw the man again. Remember, I saw him stuffing his pocket with letter papers and brushes. When he noticed me, his face was stretched with nervousness, and he pulled the brush and paper back out in a rush. Are you...
It's not what it all looks like. In fact, I look like you. My child, I'm pretty sure is where this is going. I need to finish copying some letters, so I'm gonna take them home. The High Minister is sending these to very important Mandarin, so I was just worried if the paper wasn't good enough.
It's okay. It's just brushes and paper. You're welcome to make use of it, sir.
Thank you, little lady.
What's your name?
My name is Gu Chuan. I'm a transcriber for your estate. Copy and file the estate correspondence.
I'm Ningyan.
Miss Ning, of course I know you.
And now we know each other. Sure, I want to read in here for a bit. I want to interrupt you while you work, is that okay?
Of course. Feel free, Miss Ning.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Ning, are you into these history books?
Mm-hmm. Grandfather always says one should view history as a mirror. We must use it to study our ancestors' wisdom and character and learn from their teachings. I think reading's just fun. Like, all these amazing people recording the texts are coming to life before me, and they're all my friends. I'm really lonely. If only we could get like a 3D game to explore all these environments. Bro, yeah, if only. That'd be crazy. I think someday it might be nice to join the Imperial Historical Cabinet as a historian myself.
You've got quite a unique outlook, Miss Ning. If you're interested in following the High Minister and the High Minister's family's footsteps, I'm sure you do well.
I think Grandfather's really cool too, then?
Of course. Mr. Ning's been helming the Ministry of Rights for decades. There's plenty of deeds to his name. The Mandarin everyone loves. He's a good orange.
Mm-hmm. Everyone in this family is so cool. Michael and Olet are always away from Baijiu, traveling all over the country. Your Yan couldn't have set up the meteorological and earthquake systems as today without them. And Shicho, my little sister, she's even cooler. 2 years younger than me, but at the last Baijiu Academy study camp, all the professors from the College of Foreign Affairs were praising her. Everyone's teasing her by calling her Little Miss Minister. All the people in my family are going to leave their names in the history books. I love them and respect them a lot. I'll record who they are and everything they do, but I can never become like them. Compared to them, I'm just normal.
You know, that reminds me of something my master once said to me. As history ebbed and flowed, the floods and tides are recorded. Most are streams that simply trickle on by. Without the babbling brook, how would the waves arise? Waves and brooks don't care about who's greater or who's plainer. Indeed, the vast majority will never get to leave their names in the history annals. They're not the empty space between the lines, they're the pages themselves.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I talked your ear off there.
Sir, your handwriting is really beautiful.
Oh, well, it's my only skill, really. I can still remember when the High Minister gave me this transcriber job.
I can never write my name properly. Grandfather's gotten on my case about it more times than I can remember.
Handwriting is a long road. Just keep at it and you'll see change eventually.
Maybe you could be my calligraphy teacher then?
Never pose as your teacher with my modest brushwork, miss, but... Right, I have 2 copybooks here. Copy from them all the time myself. Forms are very regular. It's perfect for beginners. You don't mind, Miss Ning, you can have these as your birthday present.
How did you know my birthday's today?
I was there when your mother popped you out the womb! Well, they decorate the estate so brightly this time every year, you see. It's been long enough here that I've heard. Miss Ning, happy birthday.
Thank you. That conversation always stayed with me. I liked how he talked and how he saw things. I don't know why, I can't really say, but he felt so close to me in a way. After that, I saw him much less around the estate. Next time I got to talk to him, it was years and years later. Grandfather's cold has lasted for a month by now, and it's still not getting any better. It's almost winter. It'll only get worse at this rate. We'll be counting on you for the next while, Doctor.
My minister's malady is mostly from overwork. You can remind him to rest more often, my lady.
I will. Ah!
I'm sorry. I apologize for running into you, miss. Very, very sorry.
It's alright. Sir, are you okay? Why don't you sit down and rest for a while? You really look quite ill.
I'm fine.
Sir, you dropped your... Sir? Are these painkillers?
Strong painkillers at that. Whoever that was, he must be quite badly ill. Bro could put down elephants with that shit.
Doctor, if you're free, could I ask you to tend to that man too? You can bill his medical expenses to me. I was worried about Grandfather's condition at the time and didn't pay that encounter much mind. I planned to pay him a visit later at some point when I had the time, but after that winter, I never saw him again. Doctor, thank you so much for all your hard work. Grandfather's back in perfect health now. Right, and about the man I asked you to attend to.
Oh, you mean that Gu Chuan man? He died. Was it his illness? No, I heard some kind of accident took him while he was on his way to Victoria. Given his health, I can't imagine he'd lived much longer even then. Truth is, last I met him, his malady had taken root in his vitals. I could hear it in his breathing. Can't imagine how much he was suffering in life. Mystery me why he decided to travel so far while that sick. This very room. It was the study Sir Guchuan was using. It's been 10 years since he passed away. This place has gone through some changes in that time, but this... I couldn't tell you why, but kept hold of this medicine bottle ever since. Play is, I really am so sorry. No, he was... Well, Dad was nothing like that. He was ever that fighting fit, but he was never weak. When I was with him, he always had this light in his eyes. How could...
They have to make Ning Najera. She's so pretty. She's like the worst class. Baddies always being out of the meta. Sometimes HD purposely try to keep the baddies out of the meta. That's why they keep making enemies invisible all the time, so I can't use my roaring guess. At least that vastly dips the capability of using my roaring. Why are you bothering to tell me all this? I just realized I didn't read those lines, but that's fine. We're just gonna ignore that. I know you suspect that my grandfather was somehow behind your father's passing. At the point, I can only tell you what I know, but you told me all this just to try and convince me Ning Shu is innocent. No, I just want to implore you, please find out the truth. Whether for Sir Guchuan's sake or for the sake of the truth itself, whatever the truth is, even while you don't have to tell me twice, I am gonna get to the bottom of this. What first struck Lin Chengyan about the Judicial Review Office was the solemn hush. When she ever set foot through this courtroom's door, all noise promptly vanished behind her. Where's Yu Cheng telling her why it was designed so? Silence begets peace. Peace begets thought. Thought begets results. Shouldn't the Judicial Review Office be drowning in work top to bottom? Yet you got the office all to yourself, Deputy Minister Lin? Li Shen, what are you here for? Censorate routine investigation. Some issues we'd like to consult you on regarding the Yu Cheng case. Consultation or investigation? Which is it? Deputy Minister Lin, after working together for years, I implicitly trust you on a personal level. But the Department of Discipline and Supervision has a lot riding on this case. You have to go through the motions, Lin, if you'll pardon me. Just ask what you need to. Name, Lin Xingyan. Gender, female. It's like, did you really have to fucking ask that one? It's 2025, Lin. We don't assume anymore. I thought you'd be more respectful of the process. Maybe you'd begun transitioning since we last spoke. I don't know. I had to ask. The next few questions, you don't need to elaborate on your answers. Just respond yes or no. Are you grilling me? Everything you say from here on will be recorded. I'm worried what you say could fly against you. If you have no further questions, let's begin. Deputy Minister Lin, you passed the Qianxi Bureau assignments in childhood and were exceptionally admitted per your outstanding grades. Followed the esteemed Sandstorm Count in learning your Lei Fa. Now, after graduating from the Qianxi Boroughs, you chose to join the Judicial Review Office. Soon, accompanied then Deputy Minister Yu Cheng, investigations all across the realm. In just a year, from Registrar, you rose several ranks to become the youngest Deputy Minister in the history of Yan. Is this background, as stated, true? Yes, I do in fact have an anime protagonist backstory that I never knew. I guess I never bothered to look into Lazy. I had no idea she had like an anime protagonist ass backstory. So exceptional, and the youngest. Your third month with the Judicial Review Office as Registrar, you handed in a whistleblower report to Discipline and Supervision. It accused the Right Assistant Revenue Minister of embezzlement and extortion, and you recovered 10 million in stolen assets.
In your 5th month in Changji, you essentially single-handedly shone light on the local academy's examination fraud. Over 100 mandarins were implicated in this, the highest of which was 2nd rank. All were eventually rounded up and executed. Upon becoming deputy minister, he handled the case of former judicial review office deputy minister Yu Cheng forging evidence, causing him to be expelled from the office Howren Pavilion, with all status stripped from him thereafter. Are these case histories as stated true? Yes. I mean, she does have an altar coming, right? She has an altar on CN already, right? Lazy? I think she has an altar on CN already. Or already, like, set up to happen. I don't remember. Was that a leak I saw, or was that something that's, like, actually, like, confirmed? I feel like that was confirmed, but maybe I'm crazy. I've certainly liked Lazy a lot more. She's still stern, but she's not, like, personality-less. Little moments... You really need for a stern character to have little moments like this. That just show some, like, personality, inject humor or levity, like... Something more than just, this is who I am. I do this thing. I stay on task. Bop, 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 bop. You need to have something like this. Little moments like this. That just inject some kind of character into it. Protagonist guy villainess story, the twist of being the hero to defeat the demon lord. Something like that, yeah. With an academic background like this, surely everyone lauds you as a young up-and-comer blessed to the gills with talent, and yet people can't help but wonder what gives such a green-hand Mandarin the courage and the capacity to handle these cases. Can you get to the point? Okay, if I'm remembering right, your good mother and father were Tianqis at the Chamber of Heaven's Designs, spending years building much in the north, even being tested personally by the readalong. The Lin family is a well-bred one. Many Tianqis, giants in its line. Top of that, from rest, they're quite closely knit with the Lord Exorcist's household. As for the Science Storm Count, I think even the rank fails to sufficiently capture your Shifu's importance to Great Yan. Are these relationships as stated true? Shizen, what are you doing? You need only answer yes or no, Deputy Minister Lin. Don't think I'm deaf to your connotations. You're trying to say it was only by leaning on my background that I could take on judicial cases all these years? No, I certainly didn't say that. No, I didn't say you're a Nepo baby. But I didn't say it out loud. But having known each other for years, I've never doubted your integrity. The Lin Qingyan, in my mind's eye, has always been a pursuer of justice. But why, Lin, do you not pursue now? Jason, just why did you come to see me today? How much do you really know about the Yu Cheng affair? As I just said, we're here to see you on today's routine business. As to the Yu Cheng case, what I heard in the courtroom that day is all I know. What makes you so dead set on the case, Censor Jason? Before you decided you investigated, I remember we actually had an argument. I'm gonna speak out of line here. The little stripping of his rank aside, I really do respect people like Yu Cheng. Now of all times, you're going to defend him again? If the law enforcement does not themselves abide by the law, that's abuse of power. That goes for every last member of the 3 organs of justice. What kind of double standard could you possibly be applying here? No. Judicial Review Office's verdict is settled on Yu Cheng's mistake. I have a little more to say there. I'm just very curious, what kind of truth could have pushed him to such a means to find it? You must be more familiar with Yu Cheng than me. In your opinion, was he a smart man? Naturally, when it comes to sniffing out lies or chasing down leads, I'm no match for him. Why did you ever wonder if, supposing Yu Cheng truly intended to cover up his own forgery, should have been able to make such short work of the case? You're telling me he let me find out on purpose? What for? That, I don't know. But he put you in charge of the Scrollway Fire case, to an outsider. I don't think I can say that Yu Cheng had no faith in you. Been all over Baijiu the past few days investigating the case. I know that. I've heard as much. And yet, since yesterday, you've been loitering around the Judicial Review Office, acting like you've been grounded. Can't help being curious. Made you go and give up on pursuing this case. You afraid of offending the high and mighty? It's not the Lin Qingyan I know. Someone lofty crack down on you? Can't be, I think. You're sitting here in the office after all, not in a judicial prison cell. If not that, then all my pondering can only produce one answer.
You're scared that if you continue, you'll implicate someone. If you're scared that if you continue, you'll implicate someone you know. Seems like that's right. In the thick of things, your concern clouds your judgment. It's like you've forgotten the simplest truth. Don't miss the forest for the trees. If you can't hide it, you may as well tip it out. Show it some sunlight. Mr. Sensor, you've really served up a lesson for me today. Not at all. I think the hush of this office must have helped you figure out plenty by yourself. I know what I must do.
Madam, I want to ask the Deputy Minister Lynn if she wanted anything to eat, but since she hadn't left the office all day, but she...
When did she go missing?
I don't know. Nobody's seen her at all.
Biting chill gusts through. The stiff breeze, curling paper, and... Holy fuck! The stiff breeze curling papers and sending them dancing madly through the air. Jesus Christ. Losing the ability to read. I'm hungry. I'm not comprehending things like I should. A wide open window clatters against its wall. On the table beneath it, a ceremonial gown lies neatly folded on top of the document, pressed down and placed by an inkstone. It is Ling Qingya's written resignation. Okay, Lazy. I was unfamiliar with your game. Where are we going with this? Okay. Watching his blaze vanishes far into the distance, Ningshu clutches the door knocker. The vague dark point vanishes over the crest of the path. There remains fixed there, lingering for the longest time.
What are you spacing out at the door for?
Grandfather?
A friend left so soon? You won't even stay for dinner?
She had urgent business. She couldn't stay. She definitely doesn't think you murdered her dad. She doesn't think that definitely... Not comprehending stuff as one should. That's just your average gotcha player. True. They should have said, she's illiterate. And I would have been like, gotcha game reference? Gotcha game player reference?
Even as a child, you never brought some friends over? I thought I could drop in to see what she's like.
I don't know if we can count as friends, really. In the dejected Ning Yin, the old man tries to think of something to say, but can't. He simply reaches over and brushes a leaf off her shoulder.
Almost time to move. Plenty of things still on your plate, eh?
What about you, grandfather?
For days, I was raring to go home. Now that we're about to, I look around our little garden and I think, oh, if only I could stay. You remember? It was here in this pavilion we laid out some sand, grabbed a stick, and I taught you how to write one stroke at a time. Said by next year you'd be writing the estate couplets for us. You spent 2 months with me learning, and after that you had to give up. By next year you really did write me a couplet. Bountiful blooms in a full moon. Joy lasts forever.
Surprised you still remember, grandfather.
How can I forget? Another year, another mid-autumn. How quickly the days pass. Two of us haven't chewed the fat like this in the longest, have we? Grandfather to granddaughter.
I've been out constantly and you're always occupied with guests. I hardly have the chance to meet.
Whole family's leaving the capital after all. Quite a headache. It was ill dad was back in lucky. Had plenty of time to chat along the way. You're almost done writing that book of yours.
Grandfather, I don't think I can go back to Langyi with you.
And did you make up your mind?
And Ning Yin shakes her head softly. She falls a few steps back. You're returning home, grandfather, like a leaf returns to its root. Human nature, the whole family sympathizes, but the journey's meandering enough to make us worried. Things are bursting with talent. Everyone's work forms a cornerstone of Yan. Compared to them, I really am the lone choice to accompany you back. But frankly, I was always a distant orphan from Langyi anyway. Just because you took such pity on me that I could spend decades at the Ning Manor. If I go now to Langyi, I go back to where my long-gone parents once lived.
What was your thinking? You asked to accompany me home.
Grandfather, that was my thinking. It seemed to fall into place. I almost managed to convince myself. I've spent the last few days on a farewell tour of sorts around Baizhou's streets so I can finish setting up the Baizhou cuisine and food culture somehow. I realized my memories are of this city. I clearly recall what year we planted that persimmon tree in the courtyard, and its fruit makes for the best wine, and every restaurant, every road and alley, and what their chefs are like, how many different ways you can cook each dish. All of a sudden it hit me that this very city, more so than the Ning Manor, was like my home.
If you're not asking how you feel, I've been nothing but me this whole time.
Grandfather, you're my one and only family. I've always been since I was little. I really did want to go back home. I really did want to go back home with you at first, but the reason I'm staying in Baijiao now is you as well, Grandfather.
Is it?
When I first joined the Imperial Historical Cabinet to compile annals, there was one thing I could never puzzle out. Some specific point in Yan's millennia of history, out of nowhere, written word proliferated and education became for all. The earliest of the tablets we were studying only went back to that period. Without that period, someone must have pushed for all these changes, but I flipped through practically all the material I had and I couldn't find a single clue. This strange feeling that there in Yan's history, one person seemed to be missing. And I believe that's the dead Sweet sister. And one day I met someone strange at a Go Club who told me the story of that person. I thought he was just a yarn-spinning storyteller at first, but as I further researched, I gradually found all his stories to be corroborated. According to him, she was a gentle person who gave her heart and soul, her blood and sweat to the well-being of the people, and she gave too much. But how could someone as good as her fail to leave her name in our annals? When I realized that a history book isn't a container but a sieve. Stories that stay behind are few and far between. Grandfather, I want to record your story, but then I look back and it dawns on me that all the years I've spent with you, I can't even write with any clarity about what kind of person you are. Ningen finally lifts her head and meets the old man's eyes. She waits for his reply, his answer to her unspoken question. She's waited for so long. Oh my god, Judicial Officer Zalek. Hold up. Who goes there? Who goes where? Thought I heard something. What's with the bizarre case these days? Make you feel like someone's gonna barge in any moment and wreak havoc. The Judicial Review Office, what kind of miscreant would break in here? Jumping at ghosts. Our duty's almost over. Lock out and head home. A miscreant like me. Wait a sec, and then enter through the front. They get a report a case on a floor map onto the waiting room. Window waiting room yesterday faces north. Initial entrance faces south. Behind is a high perimeter wall. Ling Chen's office is third floor. Get out of the window. Come on with the sprinkler pipes. I want you to notice me. Come on, day. Once I find her, I'm gonna sock her in the... Who's there? Lin Chinyan? Blaze? What are you doing here? What am I here for? I'm here to get you back. Where'd your old court uniform go? Oh yeah, is she just back in like normal? Yep, she's back in her like operator fit. She's back doing the classic, having a coat but not wearing it on the shoulders. For a second I thought Blaze was the same, but she technically just has a coat that only goes over one shoulder. Then went back to the restaurant, couldn't find you, and worried you might be up to something stupid, so thank you for confirming that fear. Now let's find somewhere else to talk. You're telling me that all those years Guchuan was staying at the Ning Manor? How did you find out? If I'm on that, now, can you tell me exactly what that means? Mr. Ning's involvement in the Guchuan case runs deeper than I ever thought. He was clearly hiding something in his previous testimony. I did suspect he was the perpetrator, but going by Mo Bofu's testimony, when Chu Yan was sentenced to death row in the fallout, Ning Shu was the one who got him out. Knowing that, he would have a motive to try to get him killed again. He could, if it was down the line. If he got him out of death row in, like, 1062 or some shit, and then he killed him in 1094, like, in 30 years, or, like, however long, you could have just gotten another motive to want to get rid of him. That could happen. The most key thing, I had no idea before that Yu Cheng had contact with Guchuan so early on. Whatever's connecting this string of events is slightly more complicated than anything I've imagined. See, I'm still curious. All those years ago, my dad came to Baishao on his own, and what the hell for? Yeah, that's the key question. Like, there's no clue about the two lives Guchuan lived. He was the fall guy in that incident, then when he returned to Baishao a dozen years after that, all effect and himself in the middle of the maelstrom. Lingshu's position, Yucheng's scheme? I can't draw an outline around any of these questions. Should I let Blaze know?
You know I can tell that look on your face. Come on. What's the next move exactly?
Blaze, about yesterday.
Forget about it. On no you it's more duty tops get the urge to do a little weird stuff now and then. Not my circus, I'm not arguing. Just don't ever tell me you stupid crap like I'm sending you back for your safety again because you're still trying to ditch me.
Blaze, trust me, I will see this case through to the end, but you can't stick around at Baijiao any longer than this. As I said, leave within 2 days. Head to the Longman office first, but you can't stay there for too long either. So once you're reorganized, get back on the road straight away and leave Yan as soon as
over my dead body.
You don't trust me to keep investigating?
I mean, I do, but you're out of a rank, you're out of a job. How are you gonna investigate? You're literally just unemployed now.
I'll think of something. If Yucheng can resign and investigate in secret, then so can I.
I have an idea.
Let's do this thing a little more thoroughly. What's your plan?
Blaze pulls a letter from her pocket. It's the chance Momofu gave her, and now it's both their chances. Not like we're gonna get anywhere just running around town. Plan to the Feast of 100 Delicacies. Go straight to the Chulong and ask him to explain all this.
Blaze, you're a fucking psychopath. What? This is stupid. This is dumb. We're gonna die.
Your Imperial Majesty, Ministry of Rights has drafted the official list of attendants for the Feast of 100 Delicacies. Mark the occasion, Victoria, Lithonian, Laterano, and other such nations have sent us their envoys with letters of celebration for your Imperial Majesty's perusal. Your Imperial Majesty, the Ministry of War and the Sweet Regulator finished drawing up joint battle plans. Also for your Imperial Majesty's perusal. The Ministry of Revenue was not consulted on this battle's drain on labor and fiscal resources, or on the post-war reparations. How were those battle plans drafted? I know you and the Ministry of Revenue are both very busy. Sir simply went to some small pains working out the manpower, the funding, the ration, and even the Ministry of Engineering's post-war repair expenses. Now you can read it together with His Majesty since we're having an audience and all. The logistics are calculable, but how many advanced people will bleed in this war? Not a bill you can work out so easily. Grand Tutor means to say if you can't work it out, then no need to try.
Voice behind the curtain. Are you a man or a woman voice behind the curtain? I thought they said she to refer to you earlier, but I don't remember. No, Imperial Majesty, so that should be a... But no, the guy died. The, like, Emperor, like, died, right? At, like, the start, they're talking about how he, like, just died recently. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the voice behind the curtain was a woman. It's autumn. How are the harvests in the north? Squiddy. You know what? That fits. That's perfect. I like that.
Long has resumed production ASAP following the disaster. Harvest this year is more or less on par with the previous years.
In that case, what about next year?
Your Imperial Majesty.
Life measured in years, yet the stress feels ancient. We're running out of time.
Involves the livelihoods of all of Yan's people. I ask that your Imperial Majesty reconsider. Great, the ministries have long discussed everything worth discussing. It's about time we made up our mind.
Majesty's... Okay, so so then it's his.
His decree is made. We simply await his proclamation, the Feast of 100 Delicacies.
It's growing late. It looks to rain. The two of you can leave.
May we be excused.
Man behind the curtain lifts his gaze. So it is a man! Desolate palace. 3 banquets of seats lay set out on the road to his side. And one of them is truly showing its age. Faintly, a sigh.
I don't want to trust this rain to come from nowhere, man. I'm soaked. Autumn drizzles and cold snaps. We'll be out of fresh vegetables in a few days at this rate. I even get to rustle up this year's winter clothes. Oh, I think we're forced to start our winter pickles now. Get your mess of stuff out of the stores as soon as... Jeff? Blaze? Think so?
Where do we go? All of the kitchen is presently deserted. Let the cooker tied away. Current space seems a good bit wider like this. Friends, a pot of soup boiling on the stove. Soup. All right. Oh shit. Yep. That is the end of the of OR6. I think we can settle down for today. Thanks for hanging around. For anyone who's still here, thanks for hanging around. We got one left. Let's see. How many did we get done today? We got done. Boom, 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 boom. 5. Okay. That was in decent time. So we could either, chat, we can either do all 7 of these, or you can have OR7 for homework. That's the question. OR7 for homework, chat, or all of them. Because, like, we made pretty good time today. We should logically be able to finish it. Pretty solid, I think. Yeah. I think we're probably good to finish it next time. I think we're probably good to go OR7 through the end next time. Alright, well, like I said again, thanks again for coming. If you haven't seen the latest video, watch it. Learn about the Zolok breeding lore. And I'll see you next time. I think the next scripted video will be an Uma Musume video. So for all you horse fans, all you horse racing fans, there you go. We're almost finished with this event, then probably next, after we finish this event, probably next I'll do like something like the Golden Glow event, or like the Typhon event. One of the ones that's like the vignettes that follow a consistent narrative. Because that should be able to be done in like one stream. We should be able to just like finish those in one stream. Halo race in 7 minutes, I think. Yeah. King Halo Legend race coming soon. So if you're like me and you love the king, but you don't have enough of her damn trophies to get the stars to unlock her outfit, King Halo Legend race in 7 minutes. Be there for that. Bye, chat.